were not being actually produced. So we are facing regularly in the trials, in the criminal cases, whenever there is any offence, as 177 है क्या है उसका मेरे को भी याद भी नहीं पता है. So what I say that the topic which has been chosen by you is the only change in the BNSS. I should say like this. Transparency has been introduced by electronic devices. Like earlier in Evidence Act, it was very difficult to get admitted any recording by any electronic devices, but now it is admissible in Evidence Act, like in BSC. So any electronic evidences is in any form by any instrument. So that will be investigated like that. You have to furnish an affidavit in accordance with that, but that will be admissible. That is admissible in court. Earlier it was not. Yes, yes. And another introduction is like whenever there is any seizure of any case property. So when you are seizing anything with regard to case property, that is also to be recorded. There should be videography of that seizure. Then when you are deposing even in court, that will also be recorded. And sometimes we believe that blessings in disguise is the true example of Corona period. Earlier we used to demand as a lawyer by the honorable judges that even the court proceedings should also be recorded, because it's not every time lawyer commit a mistake, even the judicial officers also they exceed their limits. So it was not being implemented for many years. It was not being implemented for many years. But when Corona came, then by default you can say the things were virtual and the people started recording their conductors. So you will notice lot of changes in even judicial process and system. In case you are sitting in dais as judicial officer, you are also sitting in a very disciplined style, and you are aware that somebody is watching. You must have heard one incident in Dwarika court. One senior ASA, he was sitting in court and he was in a drunken state, and everything was being recorded on camera, the behavior which he was doing, and the way he was dictating terms to the lawyer, then the accused, then the staff. He was saying that कल जो लिखवाया था किसी केस में ऑर्डर वैसे लिख दो और इसको हाथ कर लगाओ, यहाँ से भेजो इसको, ये हिस्से भी कोर्ट से भेजो इसको, इसकी मैं ये दिखाता हूँ, इसका मैं वो दिखाता हूँ. These all things were recorded in videography, and the next day there was a video viral, and it went to the Chief Justice of India as well. And within a very few days, that gentleman is now terminated. So earlier these facilities were not available. So sometime I thank to that Corona period that because of that, these all things were introduced. But now it has been, put into BNSS also. It has been legalized. Now things can be recorded. So another issue is of accountability. So by way of issuing advisory, even the investigating officers has also been now directed to complete their investigation within a particular period. Not only investigating officer, even the judicial officer has also been asked to pass final order, or in case they are reserving any order, so the maximum limit has been fixed for 45 days. Otherwise, earlier for months, sometimes for 6 months, for a year, we used to wait that when the order will be coming. Now in BNSS, the accountability has been fixed for the investigating officer as well as for the judicial officers also. So I was very happy when Dr. Kritika told me that, sir, this is the topic which we have fixed for today. The another thing which has been introduced is that victim-centric approach. In earlier CRPC, there was no specific provision for providing a copy of the FIR to the victim. Sometimes complaint can be made by a third person also or a stranger. So earlier the provision was to supply a copy of the FIR to the complainant. But now what has been introduced that investigating officer is supposed to supply a copy of the FIR to the victim. It is very essential now. And the another important thing which has been introduced, that now whenever there will be any application for bail by the accused, or in case any important date of hearing is there, so then the victim's presence is also equally important. She should be there or he should be there in person or through the lawyer or through the prosecutor. The victim should be informed properly. Earlier this arrangement was not there in the CRPC. So victim-centric approach has also been adopted in BNSS. Not major changes are there. I always say that it's old wine in a new bottle. But the things which we are discussing, major changes are with regard to electronic devices. That those evidences are now admissible, and the things which are being recorded there on the spot, that should also be admitted. Rather, IOs have been asked to record the crime scene so that there should be very less chance to spoil the evidence. The major things almost I think I have covered. The technology integration we have discussed, that now video recording of this crime scene on the receipt of any information, the provision is in 176 clause 3 of the BNSS. Recording of search and seizure through audio, video, electronic means, and such recording without delay be forwarded to the district magistrate or SDM, section 105 of BNSS. Examination of witnesses by police may also be recorded by audio, video, electronic means in section 180 of the new BNSS. Then, in cases of the order for custody and disposal of property pending trial, in certain cases, court or magistrates have caused to be taken the photo and videogram of the property under 497 subclause 3. Custody and disposal of property pending trial in certain cases means that in case any property is being released on application by the property holder during trial, so that can also be recorded now. Earlier, on the lighter note, whenever any car was taken by police in custody, so by the next morning we noticed that the tire of the car is removed, stereo of the car is removed. So now those things are not possible. In case you are vigilant, you can record when your property is being seized. You can record the picture of your car, that what things are fitted there. Otherwise, we used to face this situation. The clients are telling, sir, my new tires have been replaced by the old tires in the police station. So these are the things which have been introduced to prevent those kind of lapses. Then the I think almost it is covered. Time bound, we have already discussed about the 45 days. FIR to be recorded within 3 days for complainants when the complaint is submitted through electronic communication. 173, subclause 1, then subclause 2. Medical examination reports for sexual offences to be forwarded within 7 days. Section 184, subclause 6. Earlier it was not there. Medical examination for sexual offences, now a new provision has been introduced that it should be copy of the same should be sent to the concerned magistrate within the period of 7 days. Earlier it was being submitted along with the charge sheet. So now to prevent any discrepancy or any manipulation, the new provision has been added for the sexual offences. Then competent magistrate required to frame charge within 60 days from the document supply. Section 263 subclause 1 deals with this situation. The difficulty is, even in earlier CRPC, lot of provisions were there. Once I was in London and visited London courts, then I noticed, because there are law based on their law, the same common law is in existence and things are moving very smoothly. The only reason was of the infrastructure. What I noticed that in case you implement anything in time, the provision has come that within the 60 days after receiving charge sheet, magistrate will frame charges. But in India, even today, when charge sheet is submitted, 3 dates will be given to supply the deficient papers. That will take almost 6 months. And for the argument on charge, it will be fixed for another